net mijn hond die blafte naar mijn zus. Een semi-irritant die hond. Dat is raar. Je zegt dat ik niet live ben. Niet audio. Ja, wacht, audio wel. Master voice music. Doe dat maar af. Voor het geval dat muziek er niet mag. Oh, en blijkbaar gaat het nu wel. Joehoe. Nee, nee. Nog niet. Nee. Niet schoon. Dan stop daarmee. Je deed vlakje daarmee. Stop er dan mee. Oké, dit duurt lang deze laadscherm. Had ik beter gewacht. Dat later gedaan was. Vanpyr. Lijkt je wel je ook even een vampire worden? Wat is nou een hond als vampier is? Ik heb geen kogel. Oké. Rich North Band. Wat is Rich? Oh.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Huh? Maar die hadden we het al gehad. Kan zijn dat ik de verkeerde heb gedaan. Dat meen je niet. Ja. Sorry mensen about this. Okay, the first after night shift. Acte 1 story mode. Wacht, laat me even. New game, normal mode, story mode, hard mode. Dus ik moet naar story mode. Maar ik heb story mode geklikt, normaal. Night shift. En we go strong. En mijn zus zit hier ook by the way. Mijn zij wil slapen. En ze zit me nu heel tijd te schoppen. Dus dat is heel irritant. Oh. Stop. Wat voor kat? Vanpyr. Ja, dit is het. Oh, wacht. Glas fikken baan. Het is een Lego. Of het is hieronder, kan ook. Semblance, I'm not sure.
It's locked, all right.
The deur is locked. Ik moet niet iets doen, maar wat? Ik moet verschillende producten vinden. Oh, dit is de deur uit. Niet handig van, ja, sommige deuren lijken op ramen. Zie? Oké. Wat is dit? Go over cross, walk active, walk to work, don't spit, drink from your own cup, avoid crowds, attack, go to bed and send for a doctor. Er is hier een andere. We kwamen uit die en er is hier een andere. Wacht, heel lang. Ik heb nu niet boven gekeken, maar volgens mij zijn ze elkaar connect. Wat denk jij? Hè? Ik denk dat je iets zou eten. I'm sure of it. Niet gek. Even je aandacht afleiden. Oké. Time to get to it. Ik moet nog minder daarheen voor iets. Hij is echt te veel quest. Punchon terugvinden en dat is allemaal hier. Ik moet dat normaal gezien hier vinden. En deze ziekenhuis. Wow, deze, ik heb Vanpyrs. Essence. Dus misschien kan die me helpen. AUB, help. Er is er beneden iets.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Even de happy.
I cannot enter.
I have a gun, nee. Sorry, even. Waar ik al iets in de inventory? Oké, dat niet. Nee.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Of ik moet gewoon even kijken naar de controls. Inventory. Walk, use item, main hand weapon, second hand weapon, use. Experience. Darksmith, Hold, Empire. Nou, ik weet niet van hoe dat allemaal. Oké, let's kijken of wat er binnen is. Ik heb hier 2 dingen gevonden, maar ik ben niet zo benieuwd op die dingen. Ik vertrouw dit niet.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not afterward.
I'm quite that net about bird to see her. That's kind of bird. My god. What the?
See, now he's. Okay.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Oh, inderdaad. Oké. Vampire thing. Ja, dat ik aan ben en toen waren er nog niet zoveel vampieren. Dat betekent dat hier iemand binnen is gegaan om te gaan scheuren voor de vampieren, maar is opgevreten door nog meer vampieren. Dit nu zo cute en lekker. Ik wil ook graag een keer weten wat jullie vonden van Vlekjes Cute of So Cute video. Oh, lekker. Wat doen jullie? Nee. Oké, ik moet...
Skull voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Maar ik dacht dat, zeg maar, die speer even freaking dodelijk voor vampiers moesten zijn. Aangezien geen een van de, ja, wat vampier echt niet tegen kunnen. De 3 dingen waar vampier niet tegen kunnen. Kruisers, voor Jezus. I don't know. Waar moet ik heen? Moet ik hier sluiten dan naar links? Maybe. Ja, ik moet daar eerst sluiten.
Ja.
Oké, eentje naar boven. Waar is de trap hier?
Ja. Maar je bent er niet uit.
Oké.
Yes, doctor?
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies. But with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Ik wil eigenlijk de deur weer open doen. Oh, de deur was nog open. Nou, hier is de trap. Oké, de trap was gewoon bij het begin. Ik moet opschieten. En... ja, ik ben weer naar de trap te ver. Goh. Het is steeds geleden dat ik hier ben geweest. Don't judge me, please. Crafting station. En wat moet ik ook alweer craften? Wacht, wat moet ik craften? Create treatment for Fortuner. Gain health, light serum. Voor Shepaten, voor Fortuner. Dit moet ik creëren, toch? Laat ik er één voor creëren. Ik heb er één van gecreëerd. Ja? Ja, ik heb het gedaan. Oeh.
It's locked.
Het is locked.
I cannot enter.
Je moest het toch zijn of moet je beneden zijn? I don't know anymore. Dit is nou gewoon dat balkje van boven waar je moet zien waar dat je heen moet. Ah, hier.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Missie been updated, ja, of ja. En ben Vanpyr aan het spelen. Ja, ik ben nou even live aan het streamen.
Nee, gewoon onder een bed te kijken naar hoe je op die spelen.
Nee.
Nee,
ik
nee,
was
niet.
GTA te spelen.
It's locked, all right.
Maar doggy.
Luister dan met die kast in de buurt.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
Oké.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to
Dat
light
ding
without
was
my
al
knowledge.
los.
Ah, maar ja, dat was al los, maar kunt de mensen dat weer toedoen?
Biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
Okay.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital.
Oyster! Oyster! Oyster!
Oké,
Oyster!
quality.
Oh, my
Oké,
God.
and unlock.
Wait there.
Oké. Lock it. Back. Oké. In, out.
A brand new life? How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Your words bring comfort. This is not a gift. I'm living.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Need to apologize.
There's no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Another night of the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vampire. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Okay.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine. Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
I need to help. What? What?
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Okay.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Okay. Moet ik nu boven zijn of beneden zijn? Moet ik beneden? Oké.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here. You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with that.
Die is beter, toch? Beter? Beter. Oh. Beter toch? Een dorp in de area.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Tijd de teleport kan ik niet. Oh wel, ik kan gewoon en ja. Wauw, tijd de teleport, ja. Haar deur is open. Ja. Soms films en games vraag ik me af van hoe kan dat? Zo, waarom was die reden niet gesloten achter zijn ruil? Waarom kun je niet gewoon door deur heen teleporteren? Om je per se die plek zien. En daarnet bij de tralies zou ik daar toch ook gewoon door moeten kunnen teleporteren.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Non fa coccia di crepa. E quando dai come? Ok, quello è il migliore.
What sort of creature is this? Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
Als we hem moeten checken? Oh. If you're sick, and you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you from, constantly do here to help. No tricks, no charge, no question asked. Different. House best go to.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Als ik gewoon naar boven haal. Dan moet je daarvoor per se laden. Zou je dan een telefoon? Maar stel nog, ik heb helemaal geen melding gekregen. Een melding ging gewoon af. Oh wacht. Ik heb toch een melding gekregen. Wat? Dat heb je laten volgen. Oh ja. Oké, kijk. Ik moet ik even bloed gaan drinken.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! He's dead!
Wat echt nog hoeveel qua eten wil hebben. Dat is een braad. Oh. Oh.
Get away! Waar is die? Ik zie op het dak.
Als we hier binnen. Misschien wat later. Stable.
I cannot enter.
Oh my god!
Kom maar daar, Gil. Ja, dat is de andere kant natuurlijk.
It's a leech!
Ik ben vol happy. Dat vind ik mooi. Echt een vol happy game. Oh, opeens loading. Ja. Bruh. Ik heb een missie te doen. Laat me die missie gewoon doen. Ja.
Back in the crate!
It's locked.
Dan kan ik die op het dak teleporteren. Auw. Hideout unlocked. Vampire skills. Ik moet even mijn vampire skill upgraden. Ja, die wel kreeg wel. Nu heb ik bloedspeer geleerd. Ja. Try it. You can carry 3 serums on you. Increase the numbers of wounds by 10% monster. Bloedkapitaal plus 5% plus 20% plus 5 health. Plus 15. Plus 100 health. Defenseless. Bloedbarrière. Spring. Ik wil gewoon spring. Wel verschillende dingen geleerd hebben dan pas te gaan upgraden. Koffer. Lekker even. Punten hebben we opgespaard. Nee, oors, nee. Ik kan verschillende posts maken. Laat ik één zooi maken, zodat happy. Dat ben je weer met les. Die dat jullie horen met haar die. Stop. Release the white shape. Oeh, hier. Oh. Oh, wat? Ik wil ook. Oh, cool. Oh, wacht, hier is al hospitaal. Zie je die? Heb ik één keer doorlopen? Oh my god. Freaking, ik kan doorlopen. Ik wil zo graag straight up naar daar gaan, dan gewoon doorlopen. De startsituatie is hey. There were iets over local application. Okay. Okay, no. Rescue. Oké. Ik weet nog niet wie dat is, maar als ik hem kan pakken, kan krijgen. Nou. Die doen hun werk dus niet goed. Oké. Auw. Zou ik gewoon meer moeten bloed kunnen opslaan. Maar ik weet dat tekort komt. Meteen deed er maar één van al die guys gemaakt goed. Dat is echt ongelooflijk. We hebben gewoon lang. Nou, nee. Wow, hero. Yep. Mooi nieuw houtout. Oh, mooi. Eén iemand, twee iemand, elk en allebei ook gewoon laten verwegschieten. Oké, zingen ze. Ah, die moet ik hier toch wel weer voor happy van worden. Ja, ik ben wel happy, yeah. Oké.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. The gods grew more and more every year.
Let's turn around if I were you. Didn't you hear me?
2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
A leech! A leech!
Wauw. Ik ga even nu pas.
locked, all right.
Okay. Alright. Via die deur. Sven weet nog, ik weet ook hoe precies waar hij is.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Wacht even. Dat is een van die twee lag morgen.
The wet boots will be proud of me. Boy.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Okay.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Hoe moet dat doen? Ah. Daar achter een bush. Hoe moet ik naar daar gaan?
When science fails you, this elixir.
Voor die hand te doen. Oké, hier hebben we niet. Hoe kom ik ook alweer hier aan deze kant?
As long as you have the money.
Ik wil daar gaan.
I cannot enter.
Kan ik niet naar daar teleporteren? Unknown. Wat lees dat? Oké, wacht. Oh ja, nee, hier ga ik naar even terug. Wat ik even weten. One hand, two hand. Firearms. Hoe zit die firearms? Moet ik daar een keer voor kijken. Main second weapon. Hoe moet ik daar komen? Oh, er zijn maar 2 ingangen. Het liefst zijn alle 2 sloten wel. Learn and give up motors. Wacht. Was hier een apart situatie ergens, toch?
There's nobody here.
I know. Omdat ik daar is. Maar deze deur is ook gesloten. Of ik moet gewoon even kijken. Kan ook. Want je kunt daar iets aan zien.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
That's great.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Burn opponent. Ik denk dat ik zoals alles kan gebruiken. Ik heb niet veel muntjes. Verder moet ik kijken wat ik echt nodig heb. Waar heb ik van kruiden en wat wat is dit? Ik heb die stelen, ik heb deze bijvoorbeeld niet. Kan ik kopen. Kan ik kopen. Kan ik kopen. Kopen. Oké, ja, maar hou het op.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Hoe kom je daar? I know. En de brug over? Nee. Komt in de brug over. Maar waar staan er daar 2 poorten? Waarom kan ik niet teleporteren naar heen? Je kunt dat horen, zie. Of waarom kan ik niet lekker op die boom teleporteren? Detail. Bloedkool. Gaat die? 2 dingen, no. Oké, maar. Dit is allemaal kan doen. Op dit moment. Hier. This moment.
It's locked.
The door won't open from this side. Zijn we wel van de andere side?
There's no one in.
Wat moet ik doen? Zo, vertel me wat ik moet doen. En iets redelijker. Of van de map ook. Dan kunt hij mee. Maar via twee kanten binnen. Alle twee kanten zijn gesloten. Hoe kom je binnen? Inderdaad. Oké, ik blijf hier gewoon staan zo. Ik ga kijken wat er gebeurt. Oh. Echt? Eindelijk.
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I cannot. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
This elixir will give you faith again.
Het is hier heel weinig content. Oh. Dan Vanpyr.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Okay.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Okay, find the shit. Ik heb mijn handen bij elkaar gestoken, want aangezien al die kreuzen die daar hangen, hoeft alleen maar snel genoeg te zijn, sneller dan Vanpyr te leven. Die kan fucking heel diep. Oké, ik kan het dus nu niet doen. Kan ik het nu doen? Oké, niet. Ik hoor zeg maar blinken. Dat kan niet. Misschien is het dan niet genoeg bloed.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Okay,
Very well. Goodbye then.
Niet hebben we hier al onderzoeken.
It's locked.
Yeah, I don't know. Verder, godverdomme. Er maar één.
Look like
Wat loopt gewoon? Shit.
Watch it! It's a killer!
Oh. Nou, ik bedoel dat het... The Sparrow City! Oh shit, ik miste die.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Sir, no civilians allowed. We've got one of them! He's dead! You're
En die groot deel van de computer. Ik moet volledig andere kant op. Aangescrewd. Ben ik niet echt serieus? Hoe ver ben ik al van het pad af? Oh. I see. Dat is weer diezelfde bro. Nog moet hierin. Oh ja, ik ging kijken of er niet een ontour was. Laat ik even kijken of er een ontour is. Ja, of... Oké, via hier moet ik in kunnen, normaal. En dan zo, hier is een gate, misschien kan die open en dan gesloten via die daar kunnen. Mag ik sowieso naar huis. Oké, ja, ik kan via hier naar daar, maar ik weet nog niet of die gate daar verder open is. En daar heb ik de verkeerde kant. Geweldig.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Waarom had hij bouw? Ik knew it.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of it.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Black is me. Black is it off.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
You remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Oh, dat kun je veranderen. Shadow Mist. Ik wil wel Shadow Mist hebben. Ik weet... Dit is Tuneface. Ja? Welke sleutel? Aan de poort. Ja. Nou, wat denk je?
Vind je van mijn nieuw rokje? Hallo?
Dit flesjes.
Wat vind je van mijn nieuw rokje?
I don't I don't love it. Okay. Ik moet vent katten, joh. In de area.
For there is no protection against
Ben je katten, joh?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Wat is het nu weer? Buiten de mailbox. Oh, ik ga weer naar links, ja. Als ik naar door. Staat hij hier zo? Staat hij hier zo? Waar staat hij? Zien jullie staan? Ik zou hier moeten staan. I don't see him. Oh, here.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Okay, my desired beloved children, I'm so sorry you don't have here for me a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know I may sound selfish and slightly when my children are still living in a culture customed by war, but there is also a war going on there in England and war against property, against an injustice, the war insists fight the spirit of righteousness. Yes, and this is what to you today. I won't coming back to Rome. The problem is I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darling. You all are grown up now and you have children on your own. You know this thing we must accept, make the world a better place. This is one I must make. I'll feel use one more time. I wish you a long, happy life. Kiss my children. For me, and remember that your father loved you all the way from this goddamn country. I mean, of ever your loving father.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Ja, nou. Ik wil maar praten, maar ik dacht van niet, ik ga het niet.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson's son, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Dat ook wel. Assassination. Ik wil geen aandacht trekken en naar beneden vallen. Wat doet hij even?
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Find to complete the problem. Does you know that already? Leave now. Unknown.
Razvan, control yourself. Calm. I need help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Anything else I should know?
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are... How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Look away, Butcher. Hunt required my look away, but
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
This one stinks already. Crush the leech, boys! Watch it! It's a killer! There's one of them birds. Doesn't like fire, does it?
Oh. That has been unlocked, ja, mooi. Ik vraag me af of er hier quick travel is. Oké,
Drugs for the sick and suffering.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise never to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the end, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Ik zou eigenlijk wat harder kunnen joinen. Met fucking krachten. Kan ik elke gewoon 2 keer. En gewoon kill.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Oh. To analyze sample. Wat er is sample. Ja, waarom? Nee. Oh, ik kon niet weten.
I have this.
First blood. Echt niet hier op. Naar links normaal, toch? Is dat hoe je kakt? Ja.
Kill it, boy!
Fuck it.
The leech, boys!
Look at it. Go up.
Come back here and fight! Cross the leech, boys! Die, Bernie! Burn it, boys! Die, Bernie!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Out to...
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but Are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude
Maar
word,
papa is er dus,
defined by penny
dit is
dreadful.
wel